Hello and welcome to Sinistan.com. Today we are talking to the family of Rukh, which is directed by Atanu Mukherjee and releases on 27th October. And we have with us Manoj Bajpayee, Adarsh, Gourav and Smita. Tell us about Rukh. It's an interesting story about a family that is going through a tragedy.
Right.
But there is something behind. There are lots of layers to the characters.
Right.
In there.
Yeah, Rukh is basically, it's a family drama. It revolves around a mother, a father, a child and the grandmother. Of course, there are a lot of other important characters. And each character contributes to the story in a way where the story moves forward. It's never static. I think primarily what the issue that it deals with is that something happens and the child goes away from his house and he comes back after 2-3 years after his father's death, and then he starts finding out about the truth of his family and about who his friends really are, and that sort of helps the growth of the character. So it's that journey that he sets on, and that is basically the premise of the film.
Manoj sir, your character is like the crux. It is the issue that connects the entire family together, and it is the issue which is Adarsh's character Rukh is trying to solve. Can you tell us a little bit more about your character and how it?
He's a very gentle guy. He's a very loyal husband and a very gentle father, and a very sincere friend. Such circumstances such that he's compelled to actually crumble. He's been somebody who's been advocating being strong in very odd circumstances, but he's the one who is crumbling and breaking all the time when the circumstances are really falling heavy on him. He's a person who is dealing with betrayal. He's a person who is dealing with so much of oddity that he's finding it difficult to keep his family together. So he's a person who is depressed all the time, troubled all the time, and there is not even a single moment where you feel that he is free of any thought, in his mind.
You have the tough task of trying to convince a son that you need to stop and you need to live your own life by dealing with the tragedy of losing a husband. So with so many emotions flying around with the film, how difficult is it to keep it on the set?
हमेशा औरतें यही करती रहती है अपने फैमिलीज़ में, और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो इस नंदिनी कैरेक्टर की है, जो मुझे लगती है कि हर एक इंसान का अपना अपना एक राज छुपा हुआ रहता है और आप उसको एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाते हो, तो उसको मतलब दैट नो एक्सप्रेशन बट देर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हिडन इनसाइड हार्ट, और वो इमोशनली बहुत सारी बॉदर करती है चीज़ें, लेकिन आप ऐसी सिचुएशंस हैं जब ऐसे सर्कमस्टेंसेस है जहाँ पे आप वो एक्सप्रेस करना ये वक्त की डिमांड नहीं है, तो ये सारे रोलर कोस्टर से वो कैरेक्टर जाता है। और हमेशा ऐसे होता है कि जो फैमिली में पर्सन बहुत स्ट्रांग लगता है वो एक्चुअली इनसाइड बहुत वीक होता है, और जो वीक लगता है वो एक्चुअली बहुत स्ट्रांग स्टेप्स न जाने क्यों ले लेता है, तो वैसा वो नंदिनी कैरेक्टर है। और मैं नहीं कहूँगी कि मेरा कैरेक्टर बैलेंस करता है उन सारी चीज़ों को, वो सिर्फ शांत रहता है जिसकी वजह से वो चीज़ें बैलेंस हो जाती हैं।
What convinced you about Atanu Mukherjee's script? He's done some great short films, but what sold you on this particular film and this story?
After I finished reading the script, I just somehow felt that I just read a fantastic novel. It was so simple, and yet it was talking about complicated relationship. Complicated circumstances, complicated mind. So that has fascinated me quite a lot. Somebody told me that only a very gifted person can write this kind of a script to balance a commentary on a middle class or low middle class family's relationship, and put in a little bit of intrigue and suspense, with the pace. It was such an amazing read. More than the role, what prompted me to do the film was the script. I've never had this kind of a feeling. Yes, I've done many good films, for different reasons, but not for this reason, where you feel that as if a poem is written, as if a great classic novel we just read. That kind of with that kind of a simplicity, he's put in so much into the script.
Was it the same for all of you?
Yes. Because मैंने तो स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ना रात को 11:30 बजे शुरू किया था और 2:30 बजे ख़त्म हुई थी फिल्म पढ़ के, और मैंने बिल्कुल भी मतलब क्या टाइम हुआ है कुछ नहीं, मैंने अतनु को फ़ोन कर दिया है, मैंने कहा दिस नॉट राइट टाइम, आई नो, बट आई कैन कंट्रोल माई सेल्फ, और बस आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट आई एम पार्ट ऑफ दिस फिल्म। कि जब आप स्टोरी पढ़ते हो तो आप बहुत फ्री रहते हो, जो भी विजुअल्स उस पर आप क्रिएट कर सकते हो, तो वो स्टोरी में इतनी डेप्थ थी और इतना पोटेंशियल था कि एक विजुअल क्रिएट करके गया, एक एक्सपीरियंस दे के गया, और दैट्स व्हाट इम्पोर्टेंट।
It's a fabulous task with Kumar Mukherjee also, and you have the tough task of keeping up with it. How was it working with all these guys?
I think it was such an honor to work with all these guys, and as both of them said, the story was so amazing, and not just that, जब आप अपने घर में बैठते हो और आपको लगता है कि आपका लाइफ बहुत डिप्रेसिंग है और बहुत डार्क चीज़ें हो रही है, the fact of the matter is that every house when you go to see has their own dark, deep secrets, hidden behind those four walls. And I think Atanu has managed to sum all of those secrets and present it in a very beautiful way, and that instantly got me attracted towards the story, and got me super excited. I think as far as working with actors like Manoj sir and Smita ji and all go, I've followed their work so much, and it's so inspiring to still see them work with as much rigor and still be so dedicated to their craft, and it's just very inspiring as a newcomer to have worked with them.
This year has been fantastic that way for films that are doing well with content. The audience is opening up to films that are strong on content, that are sensitive, telling stories about real people, realistic stories. So how do you as actors feel? Do you find it a good time to explore yourself as your craft?
I mean, look, I have a different view on this. This is kind of a phase that we've seen many times. This is not the only time that is happening. Okay, what has not been constant is the momentum. The constant effort of making as many films, content-driven films as possible, is the only way where the new wave cinema can survive. The onslaught of mainstream films or the commercial films in a multiplex is too much. And to stand up in front of it, you have to be frequently making these films and supplying it to the theater, giving it to the audience. Some would go unnoticed, some would go noticed, some would fall, some would not. So since these films, what is a plus point with these films? Their costing is their plus point, and though that kind of a costing they can always cover up through through so many other avenues. But the frequency of producing these films or making these films should not be less or should not stop.
और इसी में थोड़ा सा अगर ऐड ऑन करना चाहूँ कि जैसे फैंड्री जैसी फिल्म चलती है, जोगा जैसी फिल्म चलती है, और साइमल्टेनियसली दुनियादारी जैसी फिल्म चलती है, नटरंग जैसी फिल्म चलती है, तो हर प्रकार की रुचि रखने वाला ऑडियंस होता है, तो वो ऑडियंस तक रीच सिनेमा का पहुंचना चाहिए। उसके लिए एक सिस्टम जो होती है, जो मराठी में मुझे लगता है कि बहुत इंटेलिजेंटली अनसेड लेवल पे वो क्रिएट हो गई है, एक इंटरेस्टिंग सिस्टम कि हर तरह का सिनेमा वर्क होता है, इसलिए सैराट भी बनती है, इसलिए ये भी बनती है।
We should learn from Marathi cinema is that there is a government which is supporting this.
Yeah.
That there is a government which is making sure that these films are given right number of shows. Okay.
Yeah.
What is not working with these content-driven films in Hindi is that there is no policy. These films get 10 o'clock show in the morning. Who is going to watch Aligarh at 10 o'clock? I will not go. That's my film. So if you are getting right number of shows and the right shows, if there is a policy where multiplexes are forced to give places, a respectful place to these films, definitely people will go. Definitely, you'll be having a very satisfactory number of people watching these films. But what happens is that because of the onslaught of commercial film and mainstream films, they have such humongous number of shows that they capture the entire screen. So there, somewhere we are falling short there. Otherwise, in terms of content, in terms of discipline, we are as good as anybody.
The internet has changed the game a lot. There's short film going. You yourself did Tambe, which was
I've done three actually last year. Since a long time I wanted to do short films. I wanted to experiment on that platform, and somewhere I feel that I should be doing it also to contribute to the to a new platform for the actors. I want to give an idea that this should be used in a very serious and professional way. It is a great platform for the directors to experiment and showcase. And if you want to become a director, this is a great medium. First of all, just go ahead and make a short film. What a great way of starting out. Okay, so that was my contribution to short films. And next year I'll be doing 2 more.
आपने बताया कि मराठी सिनेमा has this structure that allows films to survive. लेकिन there is also a severe competition और वो competition हिंदी सिनेमा में भी emerge हो रहा है कि there is international films coming into the market, there are internet films that are coming into the market. तो how do you as actors pick and choose stories? How do you say कि ये सही है, ये करना है?
मुझे लगता है कि जितनी ज़्यादा कंपटीशन हो उतना ग्रूमिंग प्रोसेस बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होती है. आपके कंपटीशन में या किसी भी चीज़, जैसे इंटरनेशनल मार्केट है, नेटफ्लिक्स जैसा मीडियम है, ये सारी मीडियम में अभी कहीं भी रूरल एरिया में भी अगर वो डाउनलोडेड है तो उनके लिए इतने सारे फिल्म जो है वो एक्सप्लोर हो जाते हैं. तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि ग्रूमिंग प्रोसेस ही है, ये सारी चीज़ें हेल्प कर रही है. जिस तरीके का अच्छा काम करना हमारा ड्रीम है उसके लिए ये प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट हो रहा है इंटरेस्टिंग. और एज एन एक्टर मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि बहुत कम बार चॉइस होता है. इट इज़ माई जस्ट मतलब ये बहुत इनिशियल स्टेज है, बहुत कम बार आपके हाथ में चॉइस रहता है. लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि करेक्ट अप्रोच ये होना चाहिए, जो आपके हाथ में आता है उसको बस मन लगा के, जी जान लगा के परफॉर्म करो. दैट्स इट इन योर.
Finally, रुख के बाद क्या रुख? Which direction are you taking?
See, I just finished Neeraj Pandey's film Ayari. So after Rukh, Ayari will be coming on 9th February. Then Gali Guli in the Shadows, which is doing very well in the festivals. Love Sonia is there, Bagi 2 is there. Yeah, I mean, she said it so rightly. I mean, whatever good is there that in front of you, just pick it up and do complete justice to it and move on. Because that's what we love doing. I mean, acting is our passion, and that's the only craft or the skill we've learned, and we're still working on it, and that gives us loads of satisfaction.
I'm just focusing on watching as many films as I can and reading as much as I can and just increasing my skill set, because I think that as a performer you shouldn't have any restrictions, and if you the more you sort of self-analyze and the more you realize where your restrictions are, just keep working towards that and keep growing as much as you can.
Very good, Adarsh.
Smita ji, you have done America and I absolutely love it. So are you looking to do more international films? Hindi
Yeah,
films?
there are few films in my hand, लेकिन मैं अभी क्योंकि अभी तक मतलब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी हुआ नहीं है, बहुत सारे प्रोसेस में से है. फेब में और एक मई मंथ में हम शूट करने जा रहे हैं. जैसे यहाँ पे भी रुख में हम लोगों ने बहुत रिहर्सल्स करना, जैसे देवाशीष की आई डिड आज जी, उसमें भी हम लोगों ने तकरीबन जितने जो दिन शूट किया उससे ज़्यादा रिहर्सल्स किए थे. तो मुझे ये प्रोसेस बहुत प्यारी लगती है, और इन तरह की जो फिल्में हैं उनमें ये प्रोसेस एक्सप्लोर करने मिलती है. तो मेरी बहुत चाहत रहती है कि और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा करें, लेकिन अभी इतना मैं बता नहीं सकती ज़्यादा.
Absolutely wish Rukh all the best.
Thank you very much.